Today we're going to be looking at the new Jeweler's Micro Torch from Durston Tools. My name is Andrew Berry and welcome to At the Bench's YouTube channel. The Micro Torch is the baby brother to Durston's two other torches, the Blow Torch and also the Cyclone Torch. These two guys here are just that little bit bigger, like the big brother, so to speak. But this little guy is ideal for starting off when you want to sort of dabble in making jewellery and you're not sure what to do with jewellery, what tools to get. This torch is absolutely ideal. It's a handheld butane torch, really nice and simple. You will need to buy some disposable butane. This is a brand called Clipper. Any brand will do. As long as it's disposable and it is butane, you should be fine. Torch, really nice and simple to use. It comes with a detachable base. I always like to keep the base on myself because when you're working with it, you can put it down and you know it's going to stay exactly where you put it. There's no risk of it falling over. So safety is paramount. So I always leave the base on. The hole in the base here is where you will fill up the handle, and we'll come to that in just a second. It's very simple, straightforward to operate. You have a lever on the side here. Now the good thing about this is that this lever actually is on the other side as well. So whether you're working it with your right hand, your thumb can adjust the amount of gas that's coming out. And likewise, when it's in your left hand, your thumb can work it on that side as well. So that's a really neat little trick. Now it also comes with a lock that basically won't let you light the torch, and that's really is very, very important these days. So the idea with this, you've got this little red knurled section here. The idea is you get your thumb and you roll your thumb forwards, and as you roll your thumb forwards, it little section just comes out of the back, unlocks it, and now you can come along. And as you push this down, the piezoelectric spark happens inside here, and when the torch is full of gas, the gas will light and you'll get a gorgeous flame coming out. So it's something nice and simple. Push down, it won't happen. You've literally got to roll your finger forward so that little piece comes out, and push that down and the torch will light. One of that little feature this has is this little area here. This little knurled section, this little plastic sleeve just spins round. And if you look really, really closely, you'll see that this plastic sleeve has a little notch, and there's a little hole in the tubing, and this allows and regulates the amount of oxygen, the amount of air that is drawn in with the gas as it comes out through the nozzle. If you don't have any air being drawn through, you get a yellow bushy flame. Not really any good for making jewelry, but it's there in case you need it. But if you turn it so you can see all the way through and all the air is being drawn through the torch, you get a nice hot hissing flame, which is ideal when it comes to jewelry. And you can obviously reduce that a little bit so it isn't as harsh and isn't as soft if you want to do some gentle annealing. So let's fill this up. Now what you must always remember when you come to do this and you have the torch for the first time, and only do this for the first time, is get something like a scribe or end of a piece of cocktail stick, something like that. What you want to make sure that there is no excess pressure inside this tank. Now remember to only do this when the torch is brand new. You push down the little valve in the bottom here, and once you push that down, any excess air that may be inside, not gas but air, will come out, and that is really, really important. So we can push that in and push that down, and a little bit of air escaped, but that's fine, there's nothing else left in there. What you need to do next, you need to leave the base on or simply take the base off. It's entirely up to you. I always like to leave the base on. The nozzle that's on these disposable tins are pretty much all standard. You just simply upturn this, okay, and then you get the nozzle right in the center of the valve. You hold on to it with this hand, and as you push down, the gas will be transferred from the canister into the handle. Now, the handle is the reservoir here. So it's going to take quite a few seconds to fill this up from empty. And what you'll notice is that the gas will be transferred into the handle, and you'll notice as the handle fills up, you won't be able to see it, but you can feel it. You'll feel it, the handle getting slightly cold, and that coldness will travel up, up, up and up. And as you hold on to it, you'll be able to feel that temperature change moving up your hand. When it gets to run about the finger level here, be prepared to remove the tank. You may get a little bit of spluttering when the tank is full. Take away the canister, and then we shall turn it over and just let it settle for a few moments. So let's just fill this up and show you exactly what we need to do. So we turn it up, we get our canister, we put that right in the center. Now I would recommend doing this not in a confined space. Make sure there are no naked lights on around you. So do it outside, in front of an open window, just in case there's any excess gas that comes out. So right in the center of the valve, we hold on to this and we push down. So you can hear the gas, that is the gas going into the handle, and I can feel my hand is getting cool. There we go. So that now is nice and full. I can feel the temperature change coming up the handle here. And now we're going to turn that over and just wait for a few moments for that to basically settle. And then we'll come to that, and then we can just show you how the torch operates. And I've got a little bit of a ring here that we can use the torch to solder on to show you exactly how that works. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes now, and the handle is still slightly cool, but we've allowed the gas to settle. Now, as I said, we have the control here that goes to plus and minus. That regulates the amount of gas that's coming out of the actual torch, and also the safety lock, and this knurled little section here, this little collar that regulates the amount of air entering the flame. So let's start off and see what we're going to do. We're going to turn this onto the plus, nice and high, so we get a good flame initially. So obviously to turn it on, you can't because the lock is on, so we roll forwards, okay? So we roll that forwards, push down and bring it back, locks into place. Roll forwards, up it goes and turns off. So we roll forwards, as we roll it forwards, this little lock comes out from underneath, like that. We push down, gas comes out, ignites, we roll it back towards us, and now this will lock on. So that now is completely locked on, no worries at all. Then to turn it off, we push forwards and lift that up, and the torch stops. And really it is as simple as that. As I said, I do like to have the base on. I just feel it's not quite stable enough without the base. And a whole tank will last you in the region of about 90 minutes soldering with an average flame length. So it's a really good, useful torch. So let's just get this ring together. I've made the joint nice and tight. We're just going to flux it up. We're going to put some solder on it, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this torch on a nice simple stacker ring as we've got here. But this torch is ideal for everything from melting small little amounts of silver, making little head pins, for soldering chains, for soldering rings. It will have its limitations due to the size of the flame. That's why then we would then transfer and have these larger torches. They give a bigger flame for bigger pieces. But for rings, earrings, chains, absolutely brilliant. You should have no trouble soldering with this guy here. So we're going to bring our soldering block into place. I'm just going to mix up a little bit of flux here. I've already cleaned the joint. Let's just have a look and see where that joint is. There it is, just by there. We're just going to bring our third hand into place. And just pop that into our third hand. Our joint is right on top of here. So I'm going to add a little bit of flux right onto our joint here. I'm also going to put some flux underneath as well. A little bit of solder. I'm going to get a little bit of hard solder. Now hard solder is going to be the solder that's going to melt at the higher of the temperatures. Get my tweezers and let's use the Durston Micro Torch to solder. So it's in fact it's an amazing largish flame. Bring our solder onto the top. Brilliant. Onto the inside. Fabulous. Very good. Very easy. And to be honest, that is a really, really good flame. So that flame is slightly larger than the other smaller micro torches that I've used in the past. So that is a very, very good torch. As I said, you can alter the size of the flame, and that's the largest. And I felt even on a ring like that, that perhaps that size of flame was just a little bit too much for the little ring. So just goes to show that this really does pack a punch despite its size. So yeah, really happy, really pleased with the new Durston Micro Torch. Very happy to include that on my bench. And all we got to do now is to clean up the ring and to turn that round, tidy up the solder, give it a polish, and it'll be ready then to sell. So hope you liked that film. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also smash the little bell icon on the end there. Well, it's down there, to be notified when films go live on our YouTube channel. Don't forget, please give this film a thumbs up if you like it, and please do share it with your friends. I'd absolutely love you too. But in the meantime, my name's Andrew Berry for At The Benches YouTube channel. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.